What is going on, YouTuberinos? Lamont on the run. Today we're walking down Texoma Parkway here in Sherman, Texas. And today's story takes us to this Ford dealership that I'm walking towards right now. It is Bob Utter Ford. It is a Ford dealership here in Sherman, Texas, and I would like to talk about my experience here at this dealership. So, not to bore you with my story about my van, but I've been pretty much broken down here in the area for 3 weeks now. I've taken my van to 3 different mechanics. The third one did fix the van, so the van is fixed. I'm just gonna have to get used to how it feels versus driving a minivan for 5 years, basically 8 years straight, 10 years, most of my adult life. So there was a problem with my steering on my van, right? It was very, very loose steering. Every time, like this road right here, you see is very bumpy. And every time I would drive down this road, I couldn't go faster than 35. I mean, the front end of my van would just go all over the place, right? Very, very messed up. So I took it to the first mechanic. He honestly, he wasn't really sure what it could be. He was guessing it could be this, it could be that. He did tell me I needed brakes. He tried to fix it. What he thought was it, that wasn't it. Okay, that's fine. So I said, screw it. Let me take it to a Ford dealership. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, Ford dealership, they know Fords more than anybody, and they'll definitely be able to fix it. Now, this Ford dealership, they charge $160 an hour, which is cheaper than other dealerships in the area. Trust me and believe, $160 at a dealership is actually not expensive anymore, unfortunately. I bring my van to the dealership and I tell them exactly what the problem is. I drop it off on Friday, and then the following Monday is like a holiday, so I'm assuming that the van would be looked at on Tuesday and it would be ready before Friday. So I drop it off here, I get a rent-a-car, I head down to Dallas, do a couple videos just wanting to get out of the area. I come back over here. So they called me, they say my van is ready. I come back to pick up my van. Now, in the back of my mind, I said, you know what? I should go take it on a test drive before I pay them. Like, ask one of the mechanics, hey, come with me, let me see, if you guys fixed it. But, I didn't. I said, nah, they did. So I pay them. The total comes out to just under $1,200. Now, I forgot what they replaced, but they did the inner and outer tie rods. They did a couple other things like a drag link, a drag bar, something like that. I don't know. I get my van and I go down the street and nothing's fixed. Same crap. It's very loose steering, very bad, just horrible, sloppy steering. I come back here and I tell the guy nothing's fixed. So eventually the manager comes with me. I don't know his name. Nice guy, very nice guy. We talked for a while. He's been working here for like 40 some odd years. He gets in the van. We go on the freeway right here and he proceeds to tell me, as I'm white knuckling it in the passenger seat, he proceeds to tell me that, oh, the van drives fine and it drives just like the van at his church. And they got 4 E350s as well. And it's a great van. So I'm looking at this guy like he's crazy. So now I'm starting to think maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's all an illusion. Maybe it's just because, I'm used to driving minivans for so long now that, now that I got a bigger van, it's just a different steering, feel, right? It's a bigger, heavier van. And I'm just like, wow. So we take it to the tire place right next door. Because I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, it still does not feel right. So they take the tires off to do some kind of a rotation, and then they see that there is the laser showing that there is like a wobbliness in the tire. So they tell me that my rim is bent. That's the problem. Your rim is bent. Oh, okay, cool. So that's another $150. So they ordered the rim from a junkyard, and they said it ain't gonna be up here until the following Tuesday. Okay, fine, that's cool. So the rim comes the next Tuesday. So now it's been here over a week, like about a week and a half. They bring the rim to me. They put it on. I drive off the lot. Same thing. So now I've spent $1,350 here, and they did not fix the issue, right? So now I'm $1,350 in the hole for no reason. Now, I can't prove that what they did was like, did it help anything at all? Like, well, maybe I wouldn't need to fix it later, I guess is what I'm saying. Maybe there was a problem, but I highly doubt it because they didn't fix the problem. All they did was, instead of, they're supposed to be mechanics, but in the situation, they were just parts changers. They just changed my parts. That's it, and it was still an issue. So I lost $1,350 here at this Ford dealership. So, all right, so I said, you know what do I do with the van? It's becoming a nightmare. I've already spent like $2,500 for nothing. I mean, now granted, it needed new brakes all around and rotors. So what can you do? It was just stuff that I needed. I bought the van in haste. That's a whole nother nightmare. Maybe I'll explain it in detail on a future video, but whatever. You always, every time you buy a vehicle, you always want to take it to a mechanic. I didn't do it. I didn't listen to my own, my own directions, my own opinions, my own advice, but it's because, it is what it is. So eventually so the guy that gave me a ride to go drop off my rental car, he dropped off my van and I went to go pick him up. He worked at that tire place right there. He even tells me, like, when I give him a ride back here, he says, oh, hey, he goes, yeah, dude, there's something wrong in the van. He said, it's definitely the steering is loose. He said, take it to these guys up the street, Straight Line Automotive. He said, they only do suspension and brakes. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. They only do front end stuff. He said, take it there. My friend's mom took her vehicle there and they fixed it. And I said, okay, fine. This is it. This is the last thing. I take it to the Straight Line guys, and the guy tells me, I drop it off, and he's like, all right, he goes, your tires are bad and you need shocks. And I said, the tires are bad because the tires were brand new on the front part. I know I needed back tires, but the tires in the front, they're brand new. The guy only had them for 1 month when I bought the van. And he says, yeah, sometimes, man, you buy new tires and they're just shot. He says, yeah, it needs definitely new tires in the back, and I would get the new tires in the front, and then you're gonna need shocks, and then we'll do an alignment, and then that should take care of the problem. And I just dropped off, I dropped off my van 3 hours ago, and I picked it up about 1 hour ago, and that was the problem with my van all along. It was bad shocks and bad tires in the front. He said that there was, I never heard this term, high road force in the tires, and that's why he said basically your tires were kind of like shaped like an egg sort of, and that was what the bad shocks was giving you all the problems. So $1,350 Bob Utter Ford cost me. Oh well, I'm not mad. I'm just ticked off more about my time being wasted than the actual money being lost, because I kind of look at it as one way is like, okay, at least if I do decide to keep the van for many, many years, I know now that the front end underneath is solid as a rock. Not to steal Ford's motto, but it's true. I don't know. It remains to be seen whether I keep that van or not. It just feels weird driving that van. I don't know. I'll probably get used to it. But all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm finally hitting the road. I'm going to come in here and see if I can talk to the manager. I kind of just want to give him a piece of my mind. All right, guys, catch up with you later. If you're in Sherman, Texas, and you're looking for a Ford, if you want to really come here, go ahead. I'm not telling you to come here or not come here. Just that's my interaction with the people here. Nice people, but nice doesn't get my van fixed at the end of the day. Peace out.